but hopefully it will be interesting. Um, my first question, when I heard the concert, we heard that there were people, there were audience. In Israel, still, it's basically not allowed to have public concerts within clubs, within venues. So, what's the situation right now in Poland in that sense?
Actually, we are not quite sure. Uh, as 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 I as I know, it can be like for, for that kind of room we played. It's possible to have around 40 people. And do you know something else?
Also in Sweden, it's allowed 50 people in the room in the house, and it doesn't matter if it's big room or small room.
Yeah, exactly.
And in Poland, we had here around 30 or 40 people, but still it was a feeling of audience, which we love it. And jazz music needs audience. But we felt also we couldn't see, but we felt the audience from Tel Aviv. But together with Polish audience, it worked well. But playing only for single camera without audience, it's not easy. Actually, it's not the sense of making music for the audience, with the energy.
So what did you do during the more difficult days of the epidemic when you couldn't play live concerts?
Yeah, there was lockdown, I think, for everybody from middle of March. We were supposed to play in Bergamo in Italy on the jazz festival on the end of March, but shortly it turned out that there is a big problem in Italy coming from China, spreading all over the world, and we were scared. We were locked down. Everybody were locked down, and
We didn't have any other opportunity. We had to rest, for a long time. We didn't play a concert for 4 months between March and June. But fortunately, last year we had
last month, week.
last year we had a lot of touring, so it was actually quite good moment for us because we just finished the tour and a lot of gigs, and then we were locked down. So it was kind of good coincidence.
And your new album, Arctic Reef, came out about 2 months ago, right? In June, late June, and it's in the middle of the epidemic. So, how did it change your plans for launching the album?
Um, because we were locked down, nothing happened. We recorded an album with Joe Lovano last August, exactly 1 year ago. We couldn't wait. We were so excited about this recording, and then we were so happy. We couldn't wait actually, and I thought that let's release the album because nothing's going on. There's no concert, so we could give fresh music for the audience, for people, and I think it was a good choice and good idea to make it. Of course, we can't promote this album like we thought we in normal situation before pandemic. We could play a tour which was planned for September with Joe Lovano, but everything stopped, and we enjoy uh, releasing CD and spreading our music for jazz fans all over the world.
And probably it was a good choice because we had a little bit more noise online on the internet with the release. so at least people could enjoy the music, and we are happy for this, at least.
Right. And you mentioned John Lovano. He's your partner in this, in your new album, which is really, I liked it very much, by the way. So how did you guys meet? This famous American tenor sax player, and how did you decide who suggested that you'll play together and record the album together?
We met Joe Lovano actually a long time ago. First, me and Slavo played with Joe Lovano with my father band during Jazz Jamboree in 1998. I think he was a guest there. But after a few years, we played as a trio with Joe Lovano in Bielsko-Biała. And because Joe there was some problem with his concert, he had to cancel, and after a few weeks or few months he came again, and he chose the Polish rhythm section. He chose us to play the concert, and we had a great energy, great feeling on stage, and after many years, when we wanted to do another ECM album, we discussed with Manfred Eicher, because he wanted to maybe have some great guests on the album, and we thought it could be Joe Lovano. Yeah.
Right. And in the name, the strange name, Arctic Reef, what does it mean? Where did it come from?
Releasing on the beginning of hot summer. What a coincidence. It's a totally abstract title. So the idea maybe coming maybe from Arco piece, one of the improvisation we did on this album. It's just an abstract title. Nothing means especially for me.
Yeah, but you can feel maybe some north air, fresh air. Joe Lovano mentioned that he feels like something fresh on the album, something new. So yeah, we can think in this way as also.
Right. And Marcin, when did you start playing piano, and how did you start listening to jazz? I mean, what made you start playing and listening to jazz?
I started playing piano at age 7 from the basic music ground school in Koszalin, together actually with Slavomir. We were in the same class, but my uncle is a jazz drummer, is a big jazz fan. He always listened jazz music, and I listened also when I was very young this music on cassettes. Also, my father is a musician. We had a lot of long plays, long vinyls music on great jazz music, pop, rock, different good music, just good music, and also some scores, some music, instruments, Fender Rhodes, piano, upright piano. So I started classical training on piano, but soon, in the age of 13, I discovered jazz music, rhythmic music, and I started digging a lot in this music, and I loved. I felt in love with the music, jazz music, especially after our first with Slavomir appearance as a listeners at Jazz Jamboree Festival in 1989. So that's how it started.
And the question is for the three of you. Who were your first jazz heroes?
Oh, my first jazz hero, I think it was Oscar Peterson, and then soon Chick Corea, and then soon Kid Jarrett, and then I forgot about no, Chick Corea and Oscar Peterson, and I felt totally in crazy in loving his music of Kid Jarrett.
Yes, I remember listening to acoustic band of Chick Corea as well, and Kid Jarrett standards, volume 1 and volume 2. That they were recordings I was listening to a lot.
From recordings, but we together were participating jazz festival, jazz jamboree, and we heard there great musicians live, which killed us like totally. We were blown away listening Gene Harris and Marlboro Super Band, for example, with Ray Brown and with James Moody on saxophone. There was a big band, and also Michael Brecker band with young Jay Calderazzo on piano. Also Shirley Horn, many great musicians we heard live, and it kicked off us as a decided to be a jazz musicians because of actually this live jazz festival,
Yes.
live concerts.
My first hero, I think, was Al Foster at the very beginning. I was listening to the drummers, and Al Foster was my first hero. I really loved him. And then I listened a lot to Jack DeJohnette with Keith Jarrett, Tony Williams with Miles Davis, and Alvin Jones with John Coltrane. So, yeah.
Many influences and many great. Actually, I love all the
Yeah.
jazz musicians.
But also,
the best jazz musicians.
also
of
Tomasz
course.
Stańko was our first hero when we were very young. So we were so lucky that we started to play with him very early. You know, I was 16 years old. Marcin and Slava was 18 years old.
He was a true hero for us because he employed us as a musicians, and we had a chance to learn with playing with him concerts when we were still teenagers, how to play, how to discover free in the music, to be free in jazz music. We couldn't met anyone better, I think, in Poland with whom we could do it live.
Yeah, right. So, of course, your long time playing with Tomasz Stańko is amazing and very famous even here in Israel. And if I ask the three of you, what is the one single lesson, the one single most important lesson to life that you learned from the Maestro, from Stańko? What would you say?
I remember he said to me, "You have to be strong like a stone outside and soft, sophisticated in the soul, inside your soul, and always not believe how they pay you, count better the money before you sign the contract." No, I'm kidding, but something like that. It's maybe not musically, but I have a lot of memories and then thoughts about his approach to the musically, but it's too long. It would last too long.
Yeah, for me, his attitude, you know, he treated the music very seriously, you know, like it's not from the musician perspective, it's rather more from the artistic perspective. So he always treated jazz music as a form of art. So that kind of attitude, I think we took over from him. To, you know, especially being on stage, because we had a chance to play in front of the people with him, like on the important festivals. So that attitude, I think that was the most important
but not
also
only
from him.
on big festivals. Actually, I remember, for example, concert in Płotsk. It's a small town. Hi, everybody from Płotsk. I remember his attitude that doesn't matter if it's Płotsk, if it's San Francisco Jazz Festival. His attitude was the same. He truly believed in what he did, and he was really serious all the time when he did a concert.
Right. And I mean, the three of you mentioned Kid Jarrett and the famous trio plays so many standards, but you guys play very little American standards. Of course, you played Message in a Bottle and you played the Carla Bley, etc. But still, like the Great American Songbook, you don't play so much. Why is that?
I think it's our choice. We like to play our stuff. Marcin is very nice composer. He doesn't write a lot of compositions during a year, but when he writes something, it's really something. So yeah, that's
Thank
the
you,
reason.
Michael.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this. I didn't like the attitude, the way the standards are played in Poland on jam session, for example. There's always the same kind of way of playing, and we also didn't have actually a band leader who who like to play standards music. So maybe it's just by accident with the people we played with. Usually they had original music. So we just play standards sometimes on jam session, and we did few of them.
Yeah, we played with Charles Lloyd, some standards, also with Joe Lovano, also with other musicians. Yeah, we do sometimes, but we are focused more on our music. We try to find something different, which is not easy actually playing American standards. I think Americans are doing the best there, their own music because they are.
They know it
the-
deeply.
I mean, it's folk music for them, and our folk music. It's actually, I'm not crazy about our folk music, but there are of course some band who specialized in that kind of music. But we are based on American rhythmical music, which is jazz. But we are looking for something different, something more open, some our music. We try to express ourselves through our music, through my compositions, through some others compositions, which we think is interesting for us.
People expect also new music all the time, new music, new compositions, and we also expect this. We are
From
wondering
us, yeah.
what will be next, what will be next, you know. So we are trying to find what will be next.
Yeah, we like take some ideas, some melodies, some short parts from classic music or from pop music, and we like to transcribe through our
Personalities.
personalities and
Yeah.
single simple instruments like piano, bass, and drums.
But we also played a lot of Polish standards from Krzysztof Komeda. For example, we did almost whole songbook from him, and they are amazing compositions, and they are like Polish jazz standards.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, your first anchor was Komedas, was from Rosemary's Babies, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys been playing for I think over 25 years now,
Right.
which is a lot. And I'm married for 25 years, and it is a lot. And so, don't you sometimes feel like playing with other musicians, like other, or with the other instrumentation?
Are you still married?
Happily, I guess.
Good for you.
It's similar.
All the best to your wife, and still please continue, because love is a beautiful thing, and then maybe it's similar to our cooperation long time.
Yeah. It's very similar, actually.
Very similar. Yeah, and we just like to play with us, with each together of us. I don't know how it's happening, but I remember chemistry from the very beginning, and still it works somehow. We have a lot of questions about this, and we try to reach 50 anniversary. This is the challenge.
I would love to play some more, electronics, to use some other instrumentation, because it can be really inspiring. And it really doesn't matter, what kind of instrument you play. It can be, inspiring, and it can steer you to some different areas. So I'm really open to play.
And actually, we are looking for a new bass player.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Okay, I'm starting the one before last question, because I don't want you to feel bad of not sleeping because of us Israelis. Okay, this is a tricky question for me, anyways. Part of jazz in American history, and from what I know from Polish history, is about, let's say, political awareness. It's about accepting the others as an equal. It's about freedom, it's about individuality. And my question is, do you feel that today with your government and with your play, with what's happening in Poland right now, do you feel that this essence of jazz is still a part of it?
It may be. It's, jazz was always the synonym of the freedom in Poland, like in the 60s, for example. So I think with the manifestation for a jazz musician is to manifest the freedom that so I hope it's possible for Poland, if we can fight anyhow as an artist to have a greater society, more matured society. Maybe the music is one of the tools we can use, to get people together, because there's a universal language, despite the nation, all the differences. So I hope the music is a good tool to do it, and we hope to do it to gather people, on the concerts.
So jazz music is very liberal. And our thoughts, political thoughts are very, very liberal because it's natural. You have to connect with other people, with other nations through the music. So it's kind of natural that you have to be good for the other. So we are not homophobic totally, racist. We play jazz music coming from black society. We don't live with black society here in Poland because there are not a lot here, and probably they not want coming here even. But I hope jazz music will cross this all. Actually, racist behavior or whatever. And we play black music coming from Africa, America. So we love all the nations, and we are looking forward to be more open than our government.
The society in Poland's supposed to be really divided now, and this is because of the government. So, you know, they create that kind of division in the society. So the half of them try to stay, you know, in the tradition, and and they are afraid of the foreign people, and half of them would, you know, want to be free and open. So that's the political situation. We, you know, we tried our best, but it is as it is.
Well, I think in a way things are similar in Israel, and it is my belief, but you didn't ask, but it is my belief that that promoting jazz, Israeli jazz, or in your case, of course, jazz from Poland, allows people from all over the world to realize that we're not homogenic. We are like people who has feelings, etc. It doesn't matter if you come from Israel, Poland, or whatever. And but thank you for saying what you just did. I don't want to, but I have to end this short interview. I just want to once again congratulate you on a wonderful concert. And hopefully we say in Hebrew, בשנה הבאה בירושלים, hopefully next year in Jerusalem, in Tel Aviv. And let music rule and let jazz rule, guys.
Thank you for inviting us to Israel. We know we couldn't make it, but we did it tonight on live stream. And good luck for Polish Jazz Festival in Tel Aviv, and we have hope to coming and say hello, shaking hands to you and then to all the other jazz fans in Israel. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. See you
Bye-bye.
soon in Israel, guys.
See you soon in Israel.